Go make that challenge, Bobby. Challenging the game face to face. Woo! Look at that big talk. Look at that big talk, and Triple H simply accepts. Wait, what? Street fight! Street fight? These two? Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. You do not want to miss the next Raw. Bobby Lashley, Triple H, street fight in the middle of that ring. Forget Last Resort. This to them is their big confrontation. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. They're going to beat the hell out of each other on this Raw, and I'm sure a lot of you in the WEDF universe are going to love to see all the carnage that ensues. It is a special treat, as Last Resort is definitely going to be set to be a big night for the WEDF. Now we're backstage as we're getting ready, set, and geared to go for our main event, ladies and gentlemen. There you see him right there, the WEDF champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the monster, Abyss. Oh, Austin. I see, though, Abyss is very focused. But, you know, Austin, I understand where he's coming from. Trying to make sure his partner is ready for their oncoming main event. Again, ladies and gentlemen, no disqualifications, extreme rules, weapons free, rule book out the window. Just 4 men in the same ring beating the hell out of each other. And that is going to be a beautiful demolition derby that none of you are going to want to miss. See, right now, though, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Abyss are on the same page. Austin making it simple. Seeing that Abyss is okay, seeing that Abyss is in, you know, the right frame of mind, they're going to get out there and they're going to tear it up. And that, like I was saying a little before, ladies and gentlemen, Last Resort is set to be a big event. None of you are going to want to miss that. And if you thought lashing back was good, Last Resort might be even better. Let's run down the card right now and let's see what's going to happen so far. We've only got a couple weeks left until Last Resort is finally here. But as it stands right now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a big match. This right here, The Rock must now find a partner to face Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler of Division 1, who have both challenged him to a tag match. And it's SmackDown's big main event, the World Heavyweight Championship. Danny Jackpot must defend against Edge, Shawn Michaels, and CM Punk in a fatal 4-way. The odds are stacked against him, but here we see the big one for Raw, the WEDF Championship. The big red monster Kane challenges Stone Cold, the revitalized monster, looking to prove himself to the WEDF champion. R-Truth looking to make a name for himself at the expense of John Cena. R-Truth complained about ECCW. John Cena said, why don't you focus on the WEDF championship? Those two broke into fisticuffs, and now a big match just announced, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Hardy and John Morrison teaming up against AJ Styles and Zack Starr. The Dream Team in a tag team match that none of you are going to want to miss. You see all the talent on that card. You see all the matches that have been made. Last Resort is an event that none of you in the WEDF universe are not going to want to miss. There's a lot of matches I'm excited for. top to bottom as a SmackDown guy and as a Raw commentator. I can't wait to see it all happen. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first man out, the monster, Abyss. We saw a couple weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen, at Lashing Back in a first blood match. Mark Henry defeated Abyss to go 2-0. But Abyss had a sick, twisted sense in him. Once he saw his own blood, it was like a switch. Abyss was a different monster. He was a different being. He put Mark Henry through a flaming table with a choke slam. And last week, ladies and gentlemen, he was in a hellacious main event with the WEDF Championship in a Pick Your Poison special. Kane selected this man he calls his brother, Abyss, to face Stone Cold one-on-one. Those two men tore the roof down. I had the pleasure of calling that match until Abyss's rival, Mark Henry, came out and ruined it all. But this man right here, ladies and gentlemen, you see him, the WEDF champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and ever since WrestleMania 2, ladies and gentlemen, Stone Cold Steve Austin has been on one hell of a roll. This man has been very hard to stop, but I think for Stone Cold Steve Austin, he faces his toughest challenge in the big red monster Kane. And hell, he faced it in Abyss. Abyss could have easily beat him last week, but you saw Stone Cold Steve Austin duck back down from anybody, son. You saw Stone Cold Steve Austin take Abyss to his absolute limit. And I thought maybe for 1 minute Stone Cold could have been the third man in history to pin Abyss. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, the important thing for Stone Cold Steve Austin tonight is that he wants to get his hands on Kane. He wants to prove to Kane that at last resort, the deck is stacked against the contender, not the champion, the challenger, I mean. But speaking of the devil's favorite demon himself, here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, with a new fire in him that I'm sure a lot of us, especially me, haven't seen out of him since he first arrived in about 1997, 98, something like that. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, the big red monster, the revitalized, resurrected Kane, has been on a roll. He defeated 5 other men in a 6-man over-the-top rope battle royal to earn his shot against Austin. And he defeated John Cena in a hellacious match last week as Austin did pick Cena, and Kane absolutely decimated John Cena. And I'm going to pose the question again, ladies and gentlemen. If John Cena can't even beat Kane, how in the world is Stone Cold Steve Austin gonna be able to put this man away? Near 7 feet, 300 pounds of destruction. And speaking of what? Why is everybody coming out with this trick? What the fuck? Oh, come on, Mark Henry. This isn't necessary. Mind games. More mind games from the world's strongest monster, as the Silverback, the bloodthirsty Silverback, likes to remind everybody that he is 2-0 against Abyss ever since opening the Hall of Pain. And Mark Henry right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm surprised that he hasn't been mentioned as a #1 contender yet. Hell, I might even think it's better for him not to be chasing after the WEDF Championship. I'm sure whoever's not giving Mark Henry the opportunity is trying to put a safeguard on Stone Cold Steve Austin, or at least the WEDF Championship. So I'm pretty sure whoever's running the show around here as the anonymous Raw general manager or whoever, I'm pretty sure they're thinking if Mark Henry gets that WEDF Championship around his waist, bad things are gonna happen. really bad things. And hell, you might even think nobody could be able to get that WEDF championship off Mark Henry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of the stipulations. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin and Abyss against Mark Henry and Kane in a no disqualification tornado tag match. One fall to a finish. So this action is going to be chaotic as we see Stone Cold and Kane mixing it up. We see Abyss and Mark Henry mixing it up. Rivals mixing it up with rivals. But right now, as it stands, Mark Henry and Abyss don't have anything set for Last Resort. But that could very well change as we still have maybe about, from this point forward, about a week left until we're at Last Resort. If I remember well, a week, 2 weeks, something like that. Either way, we still got one more episode of Raw to show you, and it's going to be explosive. But Henry is on the outside. Abyss and Kane, the brothers tying up. But Austin giving a helping hand. You see the tag partners working together as Mark Henry going to the outside to grab a... Oh, man. Grabbing the first weapon of the night, the steel chair. Austin and Kane still mixing up. Abyss takes the chair and smacks Henry in the face with it. Henry is down and out right now. Oh! Abyss smacking Kane, despite him being his own brother, smacking Kane right in the face. No love lost between the brothers as this is a tag team match. We see the champion and the monster Abyss working together. Abyss is experienced in these type of matches, of course, ladies and gentlemen, but then again, so is Mark Henry. Abyss is especially used to these type of matches as he's had one named after him called Monsters Ball. And speaking of Monsters Ball, Mark Henry has beaten Abyss in said match. And of course, as I do want to point out, I was pointing out Abyss and Mark Henry in specific, but really, all four of these men are used to these big fights with big implications as Kane, not sure where he wants to go with those steel stabs, but Austin, pretty damn sure what he wants to do with that steel chair. Those welts showing up on Kane's back, that big shot to the back with the steel chair. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a, I didn't mention this before, but this is not a Falls Count Anywhere match. No, the pinfall or the submission has to be made right there in the middle of the ring. Although all weapons are legal, there are no disqualifications, there are no countouts. These are four men beating the tar out of each other. Wait a minute, Kane! Oh, nice Russian leg sweep on Abyss. Working against the advantage that Austin and Abyss had in front of him as they